according to reports, it seems that Danny Williams, the former heavyweight champion of Great Britain, who challenged Vitaly Klitschko for the heavyweight championship of the world and also beat Mike Tyson on the way to doing that, the first man to drop Audley Harrison, and Danny Williams, legendary, won a fight with one arm against Mark Potter. If you haven't seen it already on YouTube, do check it out. But on Saturday night, last Saturday, we were a lot of us were horrified to see Danny Williams in the state he was in, completely shot and needs saving from himself. I'm glad to report, according to reports, that Danny Williams himself now has retired, which is so good. I'm so glad for the young man. I'm so glad for him, and I understand that there's a GoFundMe out there for him so he doesn't have to fight again. So I'm really happy that Danny Williams is no longer fighting again. I hope, and it's meant to be, the money he was earning was for his private school for his kids, and that's fair enough. You want to put your kids through private school, it's none of my business. I think it's very admirable what you're doing, but at the same time, you want to be alive and well to see your kids get through the private school education and do well. So I hope the GoFundMe is enough to be able to help Danny through his times and difficult moments. And I just hope that, after this, that he's able to find himself another, either it be a trainer or a manager or a promoter or whatever, and maybe have a gym. I don't know. Somebody box can take him and work with him, and he can probably work in the gym. He can inspire a lot of fighters in Brixton. It'd be nice to see Danny Williams. Even, I don't know. In fact, obviously Dillian White's from Brixton as well. It'd be nice to see that sort of thing there. I just think that people like Danny Williams, who have done so much for the sport of boxing, need to be rewarded. And what we saw on Saturday night should never happen to any fighter like that. Never. It was diabolical watching that. Honestly, it was painful to watch, and I just couldn't sit back and just watch that and not say anything about it. The fact he was allowed to carry on boxing, yes. I mean, when he got hit with that right hand, he just stopped and the commentator said he needs to gather his thoughts. I'm like, what? I mean, he was so confused. He got hit with a punch. He was so confused. I don't think he knew where he was. That was really sad to see. And I don't want to see that ever for any boxer, whether I know them or not, whether they fought for their championship of the world or not. I don't want to see any fighter like that in that position, right? I don't see what a person can get out of it. I don't even see what that guy got out of it. The opponent. I mean, it's just not right. I mean, fair play to him for not going in and trying to tuck Danny Williams in, but it was just a shame. It was, and thank the heavens that he was able to fight those 6 or 7 opponents on that 6 or 7 opponent run that was able for him to earn the money that he could earn. And I hope that Danny's earned enough in boxing to walk away from it now. And I pray that even if he hasn't earned enough in boxing and the GoFundMe isn't enough, I hope an opportunity opens for him that he can continue to sustain and look after his family. Because I tell you something, I don't know about his personal life, but I can only just imagine if he's not in a position that he's in a supportive household, or you were a breadwinner, and now what you've done as a breadwinner, you can no longer earn money as a breadwinner the way you used to, and the money ain't coming in as you used to, or you're not on TV like you used to be, and you're not getting cheered by the fans and stuff like that, And even when he sat on the stool, he just looked a sorry figure, like, I've had enough. I can't do this no more. He didn't even stand up. He's like, at the beginning of the fight, I'm like, oh my word. And mentally and emotionally, that can be a very dark place for fighters when they no longer can fight anymore, and that was their source of income, and that they can't do anything else. You're referred to as a has-been. Do you understand? That's a horrible thing. There's some horrible people in this world that will just let you know exactly where you were and where you are now. Horrible people, right? So my concern is that Daniels, as he retires, I hope that there is a bridge from retirement to, you understand, another a job or role, an opportunity for him to still be involved in boxing. whether it be mentoring, working for the council of young people in the community. I don't know. Give this man a role. Give the man a job. He's given us enough entertaining nights in boxing. Give him something. Do you understand? I don't know what Danny Williams is like as a person. I don't know if he's a reliable individual. I don't know if he's. I can't speak because I don't know Danny Williams, but I just hope and pray that he's not left just out there after his career because people want him to retire. Because I'm one of those people who want to see him retire, but I also want to see Danny Williams after he retires, like any other fighter, have something else to go to afterwards. And I think that if not the British Boxing Board of Control, I think every fighter should have a backup plan, or at least some form of education that they can have afterwards. And it's mandatory to every boxer that they have some form of education afterwards. So at least if they can't fight anymore, there's something else they can turn to, and they don't end up getting depressed and having dark patches and periods. Because I tell you something, when that depression can be a very lonely place. It's a very lonely place. And Tyson Fury is not the only one in the world who's had mental health issues. It's a very lonely place. I've spoken to many a fighter and many a person. A very lonely place. So I just hope that Danny Williams gets, and I said not just Danny Williams, that retired fighters that are forced to retire, that may not have made enough money, especially men are, like I said, I just think that I hope that he gets the care and the love that is necessary around him now. Let me know your thoughts on this one in terms of fighters retiring or forced to retire and the mental challenges. And I'd like to hear from boxers as well on this one. This is a subject I'm very passionate about, and I'm not just passionate about it on Twitter and just ignore it afterwards. I'm passionate about it because it's something I talk about strongly in communities, mental health and stuff like that. It's something that's very close to my heart, and anybody who knows me intimately would know this is something I'm very strong about. So, Danny Williams, let's pray, my son, my friend, my brother, that you will be, oh boy, you'll come through this situation and you'll do well.